tayo po eh. Nak, pagbubuhat yan, parang sumasok yung likod ko eh. Ako tayo, una. Mahal, nandito na kami.
Kamusta ang huli, mahal? Kamusta, mahal?
Nak, ipasok mo muna yung nahuli natin. Ibibenta pa ng nanay mo yan mamaya. Sensya, mahal. Hina yung huli namin ngayon. Ibenta mo na lang. Sayang din naman ang kikitain. Ito talaga yung buhay, mahal.
Sige, mahal. Magtiis muna tayo ngayong hapunan.
Ako ay anak ng isang mangingisda. Lumaki ako sa isang simple at payak na pamumuhay na halos hirap makakain ng 3 beses sa isang araw. Ang tanging pinagkukuhanan ng pangangailangan namin mag-anak ay ang mga isdang nahuhuli ni tatay araw-araw. Gabi-gabi na siya naman binibinta ni nanay sa palengke tuwing araw ng panininda. Lumipas ang mga araw at ako'y magkukolehiyo na.
Nak, anong plano mo? Magastos yung kolehiyo? Sumama ka na lang sa akin sa dagat. Total yun lang naman may pamamana ko sa'yo eh. Ang hirap talaga yung nanay at tatay mo, no? Sensya talaga.
Sige tayo, naiintindihan ko naman. Sige tayo, umuwi ka na muna.
Sige.
Sir, ako gusto nyo po. Kumpusit. 2 kilo, ma'am. Thank you po, ma'am. Hi, sir. Hi, sir. How are you, sir?
Tumatak sa aking isipan ang sinabi ni tatay. Kakayanin ko ba? Kakayanin ba nila? Nag-ipon ako at nagbaka sakaling makapasok sa isang kolehiyo na tatanggapin kong anuman ang kakulangan ko.
Sir, magpapa-enroll po.
Bubukas ang pintuan na St. Therese-MTC Colleges para sa mga katulad ko. Nagliwanag ang dating madilim kong pananaw sa aking pag-aaral. I immediately grabbed the opportunity and took the qualifying exam for scholarship. With the grace of God, I was able to pass the screening process at naging scholar ng eskwelahan. Ito na ang simula ng pag-abot ng aking mga pangarap. My life as a student was not too easy. Scholar na ako, pero kailangan ko rin ng pera panggastos ng aking pangangailangan araw-araw. I work as a burger vendor night, kahit alam kong mahirap pagsabayin ang pag-aaral at pagtatrabaho. Titiis ko lahat para sa aking pangarap. Itinago ko ito kay nanay at tatay. Namiss ko rin ang mga oras na gumagamit kami ng mga simulators, laboratories, and other state-of-the-art facilities sa the school. It made my learning experience more interesting kasi hands-on kami lahat sa mga dapat naming malaman pag nasa real world na kami ng seafaring. And of course, all the things I should learn theoretically and practically was made possible with a well-motivated and excellent instructors.
Okay, class, good morning. Morning, sir. Class, let me ask you a question. Why did you take this course?
Sir, syempre malaki kita sa pagiging seaman. Kaya kinuha ko kurso na to.
Good. Ikaw, Mr. Gangoso.
Sir, kinuha ko po ang kursong ito dahil inspirasyon ko po ang tatay ko. Pangingisda lang po yung tanging ikinabubuhay namin. Pero hindi ko po ikinahihiya kung anong estado meron kami. Sabi niya po sa akin, dagat lang po yung kaya niyang ipapamana sa amin. Sa isip ko, sa dagat din po ako dapat magtatrabaho. Kaya kinuha ko po ang kursong ito.
Natapos ko ang kursong Bachelor of Science in Marine Transportation sa taong 2001. Sa ngayon, ako na ay may sariling pamilya at malugod na nagsiservisyo bilang kapitan ng barko.
Sa tagsa, sangginikanan, makatapos ang eskwela ang ilang kabataan.
I am a simple person living in a challenging world and was dreaming big, a vegetable vendor who dreamed of becoming a police officer. I am very thankful that St. Therese-MTC colleges opened the way in reaching my dream. During my 4 years, I have given all the best I can. I was one of the AES principal scholars and a consistent Prince Lister.
I have joined different clubs and organizations. Student Executive Council, Campfield, Legion Parliament, Criminology Officer Platoon, also being the Editor-in-Chief of the Seawage School publication. I reap the fruits of my labor as I graduate as magna cum laude in year 2011 and received various awards such as Professional Criminology Association of the Philippines Excellence Award, Best Research and Thesis Writing, and many others. I took and passed my criminal licensure in the same year. In December 2012, I entered the Philippine National Police, specifically the Special Action Force, which is the elite unit of the PNP. I was elected as the class president, the class secretary of Kilo Company, at the same time the editor-in-chief of the class 2012-04 Balete. During our graduation public safety recruitment course, field training program, I received the Leadership Award. Then I underwent a commando course for almost 2 years and was later assigned in Mindanao, specifically in the areas of Surigao del Sur and Caraga region. I efficiently and effectively performed my duties and became an asset to the 11th Special Action Company and handled different key positions such as Strategic Management Officer, Operation PNCO, and Police Community Officer PNCO. In 2016, I was promoted as Police Officer 2. I took the NAPOLCOM promotional exam and bagged 13th place all over the Philippines. I was one of the founder of the Student Action Force Caraga. I was crowned as the 11th Special Action Company Bay in 2016 and 11th SAC Mr. El Bonito in 2017. Due to our operational achievements and community involvement, the 11th Special Action Company is awarded this. I was also deployed in Marawi and conducted medical mission and moral recovery to the Iraq. With my dedication, active service, and achievement, I have been reassigned to SAC headquarters later of December 2017. I was designated as Award PNCO at Personnel Transaction Section, Administrative Resource Management Division. Worked in the processing and giving the awards of the SAP personnel and to the meritorious promotion of the SAP personnel in the liberation of. I have already processed more than 3,000 PNP SAP recruits who have focused in Steele County. I am happy that some were from my dear alma mater, St. Therese-MTC colleges.
Nakasama ko siya during our MATO training at napakabuti at napakagaling niyang teammate. Saludo ako sa kanya at sa kanyang galing.
He is a very responsible man, one of our beloved personnel here in our office, very jolly, he's very hands-on when it comes to our tools. He's the one responsible in giving them the basic training.
I had my trust and confidence in doing the things that I need him to do. I really recommend Joel Bertas. He is doing, I congratulate St. Therese-MTC colleges for producing such alumni. So, thank you.
He's a great asset to the PNP staff with his multi-skills and solid virtue. He always proves his work and never failed to meet my expectations. He is one of my trusted personnel in the recruitment section. I commend him to be a candidate for standing alumni of St. Therese-MTC College. I congratulate him for producing a top caliber and outstanding alumni.
All of these were because of St. Therese-MTC test. I'm PO3 Jomel M. Portas, proud SAP Trooper, proud to be Ilonggo, and proud to be Theresian. Thank you.
Our mental health is important as our physical health. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our Mental Health Awareness webinar. To formally start our program, may I call on Midshipman Kim Brian Trompeta to lead the prayer, followed by the singing of our Philippine National Anthem on the record.
A Theresian's Prayer. Father in heaven, we come before you to honor your most holy name. We thank you for the gift of life you have given us. We humbly seek your forgiveness for our sins and imperfections. Give us strength to overcome the fear, anxiety, and difficulties brought by this pandemic. Shield us with your mercy as we face this life's battle against the uncertainty and distress. Protect us from harm as we perform our duties with contentment. Bless our families with your love as we leave them to fulfill our noble task. Comfort us with your kindness that we may be equipped with the strength to grow our minds amidst vulnerability. Provide us rest and relief from the threat we face. Grant those who lead us with wisdom, courage, and decisiveness, that they may inspire us to do more and become more. Guide our thoughts so that we will walk with wisdom to make things in accordance to your will. Father in heaven, help us excel in our endeavors. These we offer in your holy name forever. Amen.
Kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, helas ng sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyak ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mo pagaw, ay hinatang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitindig, mapituwin at araw niya kailan ang may magtitindig. Lumalang araw ng walhagit pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya ng pagkay mga api, at mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Before we proceed with our talk proper, I would like first to acknowledge our participants from the different sites. So let us first start from the Tigbawan site, the students of Mr. Jeffrey Ledesma. So kindly wave your hand kung ara ka mo. Next in line, we have from the La Fiesta site, the students of Mama Green Doreza. So kindly wave and say hi. Next, we have the last but not the least, from the Magdalo site students, faculty, and staff. So wave lang. Okay. And to our participants, if you have questions later with our topic, so kindly write down it. And later on, we will have our open forum. I-clarify or gusto niyo pagigmay na balaan sa aton nga guest speaker today. So prepare your questions later on, and kindly sit back, relax, and hope you enjoy our topic for today. And at this point, may I request our active, supportive, and young-looking OSS head here at Tigbawan site. May I call on Miss Yvonne Castillo to give us an opening remarks.
Thank you, Ma'am Sheena, for that wonderful introduction. So, to the ever-dynamic and hardworking St. Therese-MTC College's President, Dr. Maria Teresa S. Sarabia, our supportive and dedicated Vice President, Mr. John Frederick Sarabia, site representatives, department heads, administrative staff, Faculty, students, and participants who are here today, good day and warm greetings. Today we'll be having a meaningful discussion on the issues of mental health. This webinar will highlight positive steps to be taken to promote mental health and well-being. Activities like this are vital in understanding that mental health issues affect people from different walks of life. Lately, news on suicide pops up in social media due to various reasons. According to Martinez et al., on his study entitled Filipino Help Seeking for Mental Health Problems and Associated Barriers and Facilitators, mental illness is the third most common disability in the Philippines. Around 6 million Filipinos are estimated to live with depression and or anxiety, making Philippines the country with the third highest rate of mental health problems in the Western Pacific region. The COVID-19 pandemic has significantly affected all sectors of society. The fear and limitations of face-to-face interactions brought by the current situation mental instability. Due to the prevalence of stigma and prejudice, people with mental health issues are afraid to speak up. Hence, it is important that we need to encourage people with mental health issues to seek help. I hope that our discussion today will give us participants some ideas on ways to promote greater mental health amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. With that, thank you and good day, everyone.
Thank you so much, Mami Von, for that informative and warm welcome to everyone. October was declared as the Mental Health Awareness Month, and mental health issues became rampant nowadays, especially that we are experiencing pandemic. Our guest speaker will further explain and we will give us more information about this topic. To introduce to us our guest speaker, we have Midshipman Chad Robrico on the record.
Good day everyone. Our speaker for today for our mental health awareness is a graduate of Bachelor of Science and Psychology, University of San Agustin, and also currently studying Master of Arts in Guidance and Counseling, University of San Agustin, currently taking a certificate course on Policy and Advocacy, University of Washington. Former Student Affairs Assistant under the Office of the Student Affairs, St. Therese-MTC Colleges, and former Discipline Officer at the University of San Agustin. Currently Human Resource on Training and Development, University of San Agustin, and a member of Mental Health Philippines. Core member also of Mental Health PH Iloilo, and co-founder of Abianihan Mental Health Support Group. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mr. Vince Lonnie T. Orquinaza, RPM.
Okay, so again, good afternoon, everyone. By the way, my name is Vince Lonnie Orquinaza. I'm working now as the HR for Training and Development here in the University of San Agustin. And I am a co-founder of the mental health of Abianihan Mental Health Support Group, and one of my advocacies in life is really for mental health. So right now, I'll talk to you about mental health in the time of our presentation. I'd like to present to you my objectives. First is to understand the significance of mental health. Second is to increase one's knowledge about mental health. And third, to encourage others in promoting mental health awareness. And add-on objectives, I want you to be participative. Later on in our open forum, I want you to ask questions regarding mental health and regarding my presentation. Okay, I want my audience to be participative and engaged in my presentation. Okay, so first, let's define the meaning of mental health according to the World Health Organization. So according to WHO, mental health is defined as a state of well-being in which every individual realizes his or her own potential, can cope with the normal stresses of life, and can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to her or his community. So, chop-chop po natin ang meaning sa mental health. So according to WHO, a mental health can a person who has a good mental health realizes his or her own potential. Now, for example, me, I can say that I have a good mental health because I know how to use my potentials, I know how to use my talents, and I can pace my my potentials kung diin man ako bagay. And mind you everyone, mental health, no, tanan kita may ara mental health, no? Mental health is not selective. No, all of us has mental health, but not all of us is living with a good mental health. Okay? So next, can cope with the normal stresses of life. No? Right now in the pandemic, no, grabe ang stress. No? Stress sa eskwelahan, stress sa work, stress sa balayan, even stress sa ating personal life. So, a person daw with a good mental health na makakope sa normal stresses of life. Actually, there are two kinds of stresses. No? Paano tayo babalaan ang duwa ka kinds of stresses? The positive stress, or the distress, or the negative stress. So what's the difference between these two? No, you stress. No, you are using that stress for your advantage. For example, kung na-stress ka man subong, you are using that stress for you to become better. For example, no, may deadline ka. So you're using that stress no para ikaw magpaspas gid obra sa imo lubrahon para matapos. Alright? So, ang distress naman, your negative stress, no, you are using that stress negatively or hindi sa imo or disadvantage sa imo part. No? Instead, tani nga mag-work ka, procrastinate ka na, tapos wala ka nagahimo. So, hindi ina maayo. Alright, so next is can work productively and fruitfully and is able to make a contribution to her or his community. Now, it doesn't mean man nga big contribution, even a small change or by helping others, it is a contribution to your fellow man and to your community. Okay. So, you know this girl, actually, I idolize this girl and I know balaan niyo man or kilala niyo man kung sino siya. She is Senator Therese-MTC, no? She is one of those people nga nagsulong gid nga ipabatas ang mental health law sa Philippines. So she said, we are now one step closer to realizing a national mental health law to comprehensively address the Filipinos' mental health needs. Actually, she's one, I think, of the authors of mental health law sa Philippines, and she's still fighting for mental health, no, dito sa Pilipinas, and we are one of her, no? Okay, so help is here. The Republic Act 11036, so the Philippine Mental Health Law, naisabatas na siya. So the DOH, or Department of Health, signed implementing rules and regulations of Republic Act number 11036, otherwise known as the Mental Health Act, which was signed into law on June 20, 2018, July 5 that same year. Now, actually, before mag-took effect ni ang law ni, actually, no, mental health problems are evident yet and rampant. But no, there are some people, most especially the psychiatrists, psychologists, and other mental health professionals are fighting for our cause on mental health. But previous years nga implement ni ang Republic Act number 11036, actually, ng mental health kina-neglect, no? Because some people, may aragapon stigma, some people say nga those people with mental health problems, no, are buang, problematic, no? Wala sila kabaloy nga mental health is really important and doesn't mean man nga kung mental health issues pertaining na dayon sa mental health disorders. No, mental health problems as a whole, na stress ka, anxious ka, no, part pa nagyapon sa mental health problem. Okay. So next, no? Okay, let's proceed to the pandemic causes intense stress and crisis. No, this pandemic really started sa March. No, it really caused stress, panic, anxiety, and even depression to most of us. It also caused uncertainty, or the feeling of not knowing is brought about with the lack of information about our surroundings or an event. The current COVID-19 pandemic has heightened uncertainty, making it easier to be overwhelmed with anxiety. No? To be honest, right now I'm still uncertain, most especially I'm traveling at work. No? I don't know what will happen tomorrow, what will happen in a minute or in a nick of time. I don't know what will happen next year. Will this pandemic end or we will adapt the new normal? No, I am overwhelmed of this instances and situations, no, and I become anxious. Even though I am speaking for mental health, I am an advocate for mental health, but I acknowledge that anxiety is normal, and this is normal in these trying times of the pandemic, no, uncertainty, and also the security and sense of control. This crisis threatens our security over work, studies, finances, relationships, and health. The conflicting information around us might make us feel stressed and powerless over the direction of our lives. Actually, this is so true, no? Security and sense of control, most especially threatens our security of work. I have to share, before the opening of classes here at the University of San Agustin, actually, nag-end na akong work last April. So from April till August, I have no work, no? And also it threatens my security of work, no? Because even though my family provides for me, but to think ba lang I'm starting to have a job, nag-start pa lang ako to work, no? Hamba na ako, what work, no? Sudlan ko ayhan, no? After this pandemic or in the midst of pandemic, may ara pa ayhan since damo-damo nag-retrenchment, damo-damo naging di ka sa work, no? May chance pa ayhan. Amo na akong question sa akong kaugalingon sa bigan. May chance pa ayhan nga maka-ubra ko because of this pandemic and also the finances. Now, because of this lockdown, no, even though kung ano man kada ko ang imong sweldo, no, may ara sa gyapon sa threat sa finances. In what way? No? Some of the workers ubra na lang sila for 3 times a week, no? And it's no work, no pay. And to think na you have how many children, no? Tapos lockdown pa for I think for 4 months or 5 months nag-lockdown pa. Anong gamiton yung mga kwarta? Because food is a necessity, no? Relationships and health, no? Most especially yung aton ginya health. Because no wala ta kabalo kung makadto ta sa work or are we safe from this virus? Are we safe from contracting COVID-19? We don't know. No wala kita kabalo if in ang direction sa aton life because all of us are struggling. This pandemic is new to us, wala kita ka-prepare, no? So threat kid siya sa aton nga life. Okay, so the question is, where are we? How are we in the Philippines? First is 1 in 5 Filipinos have mental health problems. Hala, hamba niya 1 in 5 Filipinos have mental health problems. So basically, kung limagali ka mo subong sa isa ka classroom or sa isa ka barkadahay ka mo, for example, 5 ka mo, so 1 may mental health problem. Amoy na ginamin niya. Of course not, no? This is based in statistics, no? 1 in 5 Filipinos have mental health problems. No, not necessarily ginaguro a mental health condition or mental health disorder, but mental health problem per se like anxiety, depression, and alike. Next, the Philippines has the highest number of people who have depression in Southeast Asia. Why is that so? No, Filipinos have the highest number of depression in Southeast Asia. Because I know Japan is the highest number of suicide rates in Southeast Asia. No, ano ay ang factors nga determine why the Philippines has the highest number of depression in Southeast Asia. No, maybe may ara na sa biological, social, or psychological factors. We don't know. Let's discuss it later. And the NSO reports that mental illness is the 3rd most common form of disability in the country after visual and hearing disability. Actually, this is so alarming because we keep on neglecting that mental health is so important. No, we believe that physical health is the only important thing for us to be alive, but if our mental health will decline, no, good as gulay ka na, no? Bala kung good as gulay ka na. You'll find it later, no? Find out na to nakara. Okay. So, in consonance to the previous slide, these are the common mental health problems in the Philippines. Number 1 is schizophrenia. This is characterized by irrational beliefs, evident perception of something that is not present, and disruption in mental activities. No, I have a question. Any one of you, can answer. What is the most common term na ginagamit sa Filipinos when about mental health disorders? Anyone? Can I hear anyone from you guys?
What is the
What?
Buang. Kung may mental disorder, sir,
buang ginatawag ko sa.
Okay, thank you very much. That's correct, no? Ang most common na ginahambal is buang, no? Buang in a sense nga tanan-tanan nga mental health disorders no nga ara sa DSM-5 ginatawag nga buang, gina-generalize and gina-stigma. May gyapon sang stigma, no? What is schizophrenia? Schizophrenia, no, there is a hallucination and delusion. No, hallucination in a way nga may nabatian sila something, may nakita sila. For example, may ara, to give an example, may ara po taga-amon, may ara schizophrenia, and often singgit siya, may nakita siya hindi mo makita, kaya may na-feel siya nga hindi na mo ma-feel. And that is one of the symptoms of a person with schizophrenia. Okay, so 42% of patients with mental illnesses admitted in a mental facility suffer from this. No, no schizophrenia kay wala gid na sila sa ilang self depression. No, and number one mental health illness experienced by Filipinos. No, kung makita niyo man sa dalan, there are people na wala sa sarili. No, maybe those people have schizophrenia. Okay. So these are the common na ginahambal naton sa mga tao with schizophrenia. No, first is palayuan ta na siya base malatnan ta sa pagkabuang niya. This is a false. No, schizophrenia wala ga panglaton ng schizophrenia like COVID-19 pandemic. No, it doesn't mean yung person may schizophrenia makalalaton na. No, it's not like COVID-19 yung mag-ubo ka sa droplets, magka-schizophrenia ka na. No, it constitutes the social, biological, the psychological aspect of a person. Okay? Next, ara naman siya sigurado gid ka panakit kina sa lagtok o luabi mo, no? People with schizophrenia, no, wala man sila gapanakit. No, actually schizophrenia is a spectrum. May lain-lain na siya nga classification or ginatawag. Like there is a schizophreniform, schizoaffective, and among others ng mga conditions under schizophrenia spectrum. And addict siguro muna nagmuna sa, no? Not all people with schizophrenia use drugs, no? Hindi na sila addict, they only have this condition. Okay? Let's proceed. Okay, so occurs when a person directly experiences a traumatic event or witness in a person an extreme event as it happened to others, like typhoons, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and other natural disasters are the leading causes of PTSD in the Philippines. So let's sa ato ng left side, no, lantaw-tang picture. Now there are two scenarios. Let's assume the first scenario may ara sang tawag ni fatigue nga bayo. Let's assume that sa battlefield. Tapos nagpulis sa balaya New Year's Eve. Okay. Paano ayhan ang PTSD matabo? Okay. So mind you, no, a person experience a traumatic event or witness a person extreme event as has happened to others. No, a person that with the PTSD, for example, this man, no, he went home from a war. Then it happened that it is a New Year's Eve. No, may ara sang fireworks, may galinupok and all. So this person has PTSD. Then that person, after nadayon sang naglinupok, that person nag-hysterical na siya, nag-hinibi na siya, and even hindi siya maintindihan sa iyang families. Naagamo na siya. Is it normal to the person with PTSD? Yes. Why? No? Because that person may be associated ang linupok sa fireworks. No? Ma-associate niya ang linupok ma-associate niya ang fireworks sa battlefield. And sa experience niya, it caused trauma and stress to him. No, even though that scenario nag-end na, but ma-associate na ang every gunshots sa galinupok like fireworks and other na mga ginagamit sa New Year. Gets nyo? So, amo na siya ang PTSD. No, hindi lang ganyan pertaining sa war, maybe pwede mo sa earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and other natural disasters. Okay. So these are the common na ginahambal natin sa people with PTSD. OA ka ba lang mag-react, doortihan ka? No, symptoms of PTSD. And look na to malalimte na lang na, no? Really, it's hard for them to forget that scenario in their life if they are not being treated by psychologists or a psychiatrist. No, that's why it's really important to seek help from mental health professionals. Okay, next is eating disorder, characterized by irregular eating habits and severe concern about body weight. The most common forms include anorexia nervosa, bulimia nervosa, and binge eating disorder. Excuse me. Commonly coexist with anxiety disorder, substance abuse, or depression. No? May kilala nyo si Celine Dion, no? Celine Dion has anorexia nervosa. Now, even though Celine Dion is really beautiful, she's so talented, she's so rich, but why she has this eating disorder or anorexia nervosa? No, maybe we don't know about her past, no? Wala ta kabalo ano natabo. Okay, so mostly ang ginhambal ay kaniwang sa iya mo na grabe gid pangiwang diside pag bisa normal ng body diside themselves as tambok sa gihapon. That's why they kept on wala gakaon galaksatil sila gapil sila para magiwang lang gid. People na like overeating, no, abi nila do like ang nila sa self nila gina-associate sa self nila is gamay pa sila or what, and the binge eating disorder. And pwede na siya i-model sa science lab. Bones, no, you can see their skin, no, naging bones sila na skin, no, wala na sila yasang muscle because, no, abi na sa ko abi nila sa kogalingon nila tambok man sila sa gyapon or niwang man sila sa gyapon, but in fact okay sila. No, it's something ara sa ilang nga mind. Okay. Next is the most common is depression. Depressed mood or the loss of interest or pleasure in nearly all activities nearly every day for at least 2 weeks. You know, there's a sense of worthlessness or guilt, thoughts of death, suicidal ideation or suicide attempts, insomnia or hypersomnia nearly every day, and decreased energy, tiredness, and fatigue. No? One time may nag-asa ako, Sir, sir, hindi ko katulog, sir, like, I can sleep for a day kay the feeling ko depressed kay kuya sir, tapos feeling ko na insomnia na ako sir. I asked her, how many days? Sang gabi lang man sir, feeling ko depressed kay kuya sir. So I asked her about the symptoms. No, again, no, if you happen to search on Google, no, may ara symptoms nga available dira, and please don't self-diagnose because it's really lethal in a way, and it's really difficult for you to tawag ni diagnose, no, mag self-diagnose ka. It's really difficult for you because wala guidance, no? Okay, let's go back. The first mood or the loss of interest. So people with depression, may sila loss of interest mostly every single day of their lives in 2 weeks, no? Mambal ka, what's the difference between sadness and depression? Actually, in sadness, in a nick of time, pwede ka mag-sad 1:30 to 4 o'clock p.m. Pwede ka na masad tapos maging okay ka dayan. But people with depression, no, grabe ka na intense sadness. Like they can't sleep at night, they can't even move, no, and they can't even magbangon sila bed nila mahimo because of their condition. No, the normal things na ginahimo nila every day, hindi nila mahimo because they don't, no, they feel worthless, no, even though they are worthy, no, they feel worthless, and even or suicide attempts. No? Let's difference naman niya insomnia between hindi katulog. No, there are people na may nakita ko nga post some previously nga post nga ay wala ko yung katulog, insomnia naman ko, no, sometimes Hindi ko man sila kilala, hiposalan ko, but if kilala ko, syempre, ginhambalan ko. Actually, insomnia is a disorder. No? And if hindi ka katulog, just say, no, or post, or text your friends sa social media, no? Hambalan mo sila nga, ay, mayroon ako lack of sleep, not insomnia. Okay? Insomnia, hindi katulog, or hypersomnia, sobra-sobrang tulog. No? These people experience that. And decreased energy, tiredness, and fatigue. No? Like, wala sila energy yung to deal with people sa kwarto nila. Kay they feel weak, no? They feel nga they are carrying the whole world, no? Kay because no, kapoy-kapoy na sila, no? Because of feeling of worthlessness, no? And we can diagnose that if a person experiences that for at least 2 weeks. Okay. So these are the common ginhambal na hambalanon to people with depression. Like, kasubuan ka lang, muna daw hindi ka okay. Yes, kasubuan sila, but intense feeling of sadness. No? Because sometimes we are too subjective of our feeling. No? Gina-impose na ito natin kaugalingon sa iba nga tao. That's why we can understand them. Let's try to be empathetic to at least understand them and to just listen. Next. Artiya lang na balaan mo man mga kabataan sa buong palusot kay mataman. No? As you can see in social media, no? Trigger warning. As you can see in social media, nagapabata ang kaso sang suicide. And I've seen 2 suicide cases here in District 1. No? And they are so young. Kasubo bala isipon, like, how can these kids imagine to end their lives, no? Because they're supposed to play, they're supposed to study. And the answer is we don't know. We don't know the process. And let's just be objective, no, sa mga factors. Let's not dig in sa isa lang ka situation, no? Because maybe we are assuming that this factor, amo lang gid nga factor ang ga-affect, no, without considering other factors. No, let's objective, no, in looking into this situations. Okay, so lastly is depressed ko abi kulang naman galing sa attention. No, people with depression hindi sila kulang sa attention, no? Actually, they need help and they really need attention because they don't understand themselves. They need help. What can we do to help those people with mental health related problems? So we will discuss that later. Okay, so let's go to the myths about suicide. Now, number 1, when someone is suicidal, he or she will always remain suicidal. Now, let's debunk that myth. Now, people sometimes they have suicidal ideation or even nag-suicide attempt. But these people has the chance to change for the better. These people are still people and has the chance to become normal in a way nga mag-okay na ila life, they can live fruitfully and can contribute to the community. No? Next is talking about suicide is a bad idea and can be interpreted as an encouragement. No? Actually, talking about suicide is not an encouragement. Right now, I'm talking about suicide and I'm not encouraging you to do it. I am making you aware that suicide is real, that there are people who commit suicide. And how can we stop that scenario? And how can we help those people with suicidal ideation? Okay? Only people with mental disorders are suicidal. No. No? There are people nga wala man gani mental health disorders, but they chose to commit suicide. And one example of that, as described by his wife, no, that husband or that father is really okay. Tapos, he has 3 kids, no, 3 girls. And that person wala kapakita sa sadness, and even he is so optimistic about life, and he loves his wife, no, and even he loves his work. But in a nick of time, he committed suicide. Ano ayhan ang reason? No, wala kita kabalo. Okay. So most suicides happen suddenly without warning. Actually, there are warnings. No, most people who committed suicide, actually there are warnings. No, they are really asking for help, but they can find help. Why? Because no, they think na there are people na hindi makabulig sa ila. Because there are people who are subjective and there are people who are sensitive. How can we be of help to other people, most especially to those people who have these ideations? Okay? And lastly, people who talk about suicide do not actually no, those people naghahambal nga ma-suicide na lang ko or alike yung mga statements no actually sometimes no sila nga commit giman and sometimes those people wala man. And hopefully we will stop these scenarios by the help of you by making them aware of our topic for today. Okay, so here are the suicide prevention opportunities for people with suicidal ideation. So physical distance, not social distance. No, this is really a common notion or common prevention that we can do to those people. Kung balaan mo nga ang friend ni mo need no if she's saying or he's saying ay nag-stop, wait lang. I'm sorry. Nag-stop siya, wait lang. Okay, nako. Okay, alright nako. Sorry, Gid. Sige, let's proceed. So there are people no sa are rendering their services for free and they even give a free telecounseling and also there are numbers for in social media for about like example mental health PH and also National Center for Mental Health and other universities like for example San Agustin we are offering a free free online counseling. No, there are numbers na posted in social media na our counselors and psychologists here in the university are giving free counseling. Responsible media reporting. Actually, I want to highlight this. Now, responsible media reporting. Why is that so? Now, if we have friends on social media from media industry, this is just a suggestion. Now, it's really okay not to post news about people who committed suicide or people who killed themselves. No, but what can we do to be of help? No, because of these scenes, no makita na ang pictures, no, gadya ang descriptive, no, naka-description gadya kung paano ging commit sa tawang suicide. No, mind you, there are people who are reading it. No, there are people who are reading it who has an existing mental health issue or condition. Maybe that report can trigger them, hopefully not, to do it, no, to do suicide. And I hope those people, no, please. Those people with mental health issues, no, please don't hesitate to seek help. No, amat-amat lang if you don't want really to go immediately sa mental health professionals. Maybe you can talk to your friends, your families, no, para at least ma-start na ng help sa imo. Okay, let's go back to responsible media reporting. No, maybe our friends from media industry they can after they reported reports about people who committed suicide, maybe after that they can have interventions. Interventions in what way? They can post numbers of mental health professionals who are giving services like counseling or psychotherapy, or mabalaan sa mga tao nga ay pwede gali ako mabuligan, ay pwede gali ako maging okay with the help of these people. Please do that. Okay? Education about resiliency and training mental health frontliners. Okay, next. We have now the PFA, or the psychological first aid. Now, the action principles of PFA is look, listen, and link. Actually, this is being used by mental health professionals to spot if a person has or has no mental health problem. So this is just a brief overview of the PFA. Actually, this is a course. This PFA is a training that needs to be undergo mo dapat para at least meron certification, and only the mental health professionals and related bodies ang train about PFA. First thing is look. Check for safety, check for people with obvious urgent basic needs, check for people with serious distress reactions. What can we do about these red flags, kumbaga ginatawag nila? We can do it out on friends. Look, by looking, by knowing. For example, my friend, may ara kita friend, na that person is naturally bubbly, naturally nga okay, but eventually in 2 weeks, in span of 2 weeks, naging hindi na siya okay, wala siya gawa sa balay niya, and even kung tawagon siya, wala siya ga-respond, sa kwarto lang siya. By that, by looking into it, mabalaan mo na nga, ay, mas may problema siya. What can I do? My problem akong friend. What will I do next? By listening. Approach that person. Mambay ka nga, uy, Meg, are you okay? Do wala ka nagagawa sa bulay mo for almost 2 weeks. Do isa ka bulan ka na nga, do wala pakita sa amon. How? Are you still okay? Ano bulig ko sa imo? Approach people who may need support. Ask about people's needs and concerns. Listen to people and help them feel calm. What is the most basic thing that we can do to those people? By being just there and being just there to listen. Empathetically listen to them. Kung ga-share man siya, let's listen to his queries, let's listen kung ano ginhambal niya, let's not butt in eventually, as if we know the problem of that person. Ang muna usually ang problem if other people are sharing, gabat in ka dayon, kung ano nabalaan mo, as if mas balaan mo ang problema sa imong ginastorya. Let's erase that kind of behavior. Let's listen empathetically, even sa ating families and friends. Maybe pagpamati natin, we can help them in our little ways. If we identified na may problem, next thing to do is link. Help people address basic needs and access services. Help people cope with problems, give information, connect people with loved ones, and social support. By linking, hambaka nati, ano gusto mo, mas-react kita sa parents mo, buligan ta ka ma-explain kay mom mo. If you need, kung bukad ka sa mental professionals, let's find means para makakatawa sa psychologists or psychiatrists of psychological first aid. Tandaan nyo, look, listen, and link. Objectively, but hindi bias sa imo nga self. Okay? Okay. So, sanggina, di ba hambal ko, we don't know the factors behind why those people have these mental health disorders. So, this is a biopsychosocial model of health. There's biological, social, and psychological factors. Biological means genetic vulnerabilities or physical health. For example, that person na-depress siya, because kung biological factor yato ng taon, maybe sa genetic niya may ara sila sa ancestors nila sa una, na na-contract nila. Tapos sa physical health naman, maybe that person has cancer or that person has existing physical problem niya nag-cause para ma-depression. And also social factors like our family circumstances, our peers and schools, even ato mga friends maka-affect sa ato niya mental health. And also sa self-esteem, ato ng psychological health, or factor, the self-esteem, social skills, and coping skills, no, can really affect. So these three, no, for you to become a mentally healthy person, the psychological factors or balance it. Excuse me. Okay. So, COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic. Now, this is really a game changer in our 2020. No? Wala kita ka-preparar sa COVID-19, sa pandemic, wala kita preparar sa lockdown. No? Sa March pa lang, like galago-lago pa sa malls, SM City, and even some ga travel. But in the third week, no, nag-lockdown na. Are we prepared? Of course not. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our modern heroes, our frontliners. No, they are there to support us and to make us safe and healthy. No, thank you. No, kudos sa ating frontliners. So next, no, the question is, are we ready in the new normal? No, ready? Bala ka mo ihan? Am I ready? Are you ready? I don't know. No, we don't know what will happen tomorrow. We don't know what will happen the next months of 2020. Kabay pa may oid. No, new normal at homes and in schools. So next, I'll call this presentation online learning, mental health check. Are you still okay? Why no isang online learning? How like it's an expression like oh online learning naman, online class naman. Okay. So, COVID-19 forced schools to suddenly turn to distance learning in order to finish the school year. Fortunately, this sudden change also brought change to some students' mental health. Students have lost social outlets as well as learning environment they were accustomed to. Here are a few major concerns regarding mental health and distance learning as a result of the coronavirus shutdown. Now, let's focus sa second sentence. This sudden change also brought change to some students' mental Okay, so thank you very much for waiting. So let's continue our presentation. Okay, so yun, as I've said no earlier, the students now has lost the social outlets and also the environment accustomed to. Okay, so first is elevated stress. The students suddenly there is a feeling of loss students are suffering as a result. This stress and anxiety is a result of students not feeling in control of the situation, both in regards to school as well as to how the virus is impacting their lives. Now, actually, elevated stress is so normal, especially in these trying times of the pandemic. No, there are claims, no, mas budlay pa daw kuno online learning kaysa face-to-face learning. There are claims man nga may budlayan sila mag-module, no, because may blended learning, may modular, may online, no, may online learning man. So damo claims na budlayan, and even it not only cause stress to students but also cause stress sa parents, no? And titos and titas. And I'm one of those na na-stress videya because, no, wala man, I mean, budlayan ko yung mag-translate sa mother tongue because I have this nephew, mother tongue ila mode of, or medium sa ila class, and some of the words I don't know. So medyo na-stress lang ko dira. Without the structure and face-to-face interaction with teachers, some students feel that it is difficult to focus on their studies. At home, there are distractions such as younger siblings or chores that need to be done. It can be difficult to create a quiet and calm workspace for students to learn. Actually, this is so true. No, because right now also, no, I am having my master's, no, and we are doing online classes. And it's really difficult, no, kasi aga report ka mamatagol ido mo, gadugay malabay sa lakyan, gadugay tago ka sa mama mo. And it's really difficult to concentrate. No, damo-damo lang gidya distractions. And even in our meetings, no, it's difficult to concentrate in the context of some of the old people, no, sa mga adulthood, late adulthood nga generation, nabudlayan sila mag-navigate sa computer. And it's really difficult for them to concentrate kay they don't know how to off the microphone, they don't know how to turn off no? And even bisan gamitin may ara nga gasturya batian gid sumahamba ka gid ma'am please turn off your microphone basta hindi turn off so mabudla mo concentrate no, not only in online learning but also kung may ara ka na work. It's so really hard to concentrate. Okay, next, loneliness. Along with the added stressor, students are feeling the loss of their community. Students actually report missing school and wishing they could go back. Now, loneliness can quickly lead to higher suicide rates and is more common to adults. And essential social plays to their emotional and physical development. Students are known to do better in class when they have a best friend for encouragement and venting. The lack of social support or interaction can harm a student more than most realizes. No, actually, loneliness is really, really rampant. Especially, we are social animals. We need to socialize. No, most especially right now, when you are used to be with your friends, no, mas galern kay ara friends mo, mas na-motivate ka kay ara imo friends, no, may mga monakis ang mga factors. Okay, and fears of domestic violence. Sadly, sometimes the only safe place for a student is the school. Victims of domestic violence are usually abused through having a loss of control and power. The mandatory lockdown suddenly forced the victim to stay with the abuser, meaning they're even more under their power. Due to the pandemic taking over the medical facilities, victims may face difficulty finding help. Students are at higher risk of abuse and may not be able to find shelter with grandparents due to the fear of the virus. Let's face the fact that there are times and there are students, no, that they find comfort, no, in schools because they are being abused in their respective homes. So makita ya both parents gaaway, no, sa iya may impact, dako gid nga impact, no, makita ya be some, no, even get raped at home. Safe space or safe haven for them is their school or friends. Makashare sila. And because of this pandemic, no, dako ang chance na matabo ang domestic violence. And I don't know if what our government is doing for that and what our some agencies are doing for that. I hope there are advocacies to at least lessen domestic violence. And I know that there is someone. No, if we know someone na a victim of domestic violence, please tell that person to ask for help because there are people who are willing to help. Okay. Knowing these factors, no, sa online learning, let's naman face the signs you need a study break. No, knowing you're really stressed, you're really lonely, have a difficulty in concentrating, why you need a study break. No, first is you keep falling asleep. No, you need a study break if you keep falling asleep. No, when it comes to online classes. No, because no, it's so hard to absorb learning if you are asleep. If you're sleepy, no, kabudlay gid giyab sa ganing magtuon ka lang for you to absorb what you're reading, what you are learning if you are sleepy. No? Second, you are no longer absorbing the lessons in your head. No, you need a break. No, you really need a break sa mga factors nini. No, if you're not absorbing your lessons in your head na. No, sometimes kung damo-damo lagi bombarded ka na sa lessons, no, kadamo-damo pa performance tasks, damo-damo pa projects, damo-damo pa gina-require ni teacher. Kag aside from that, damo-damo pang chores mo sa balay, no, sometimes it's better to to have a break, no. Wa ka sa balay mo, paliguan mo ido mo, be a plantito or a plantita, no, or storya ka sa friends mo, or kung may jowa ka man, so storya ka sa iya para at least wala at ease ka man. Okay. Third is coffee doesn't work anymore. This is so applicable no to some yung may ara sa addict sa coffee, no, to some basi milk tea, basi iba niya kung ano man ang ilang leisure, ang ilang activities sa life, no? No, if for example, no, bisan tuyo-tuyo ka naga-coffee ka na hindi gyapon effective, so you need a break, no? You need a break by drinking coffee again. Parang ganun, or drinking milk tea. No? Kung ano man yung gusto. Fourth is you are getting irritated, no? Gamay-gamay lang ang tawag ni mama na baka ano naman mama, online learning ko, blah 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 blah. Gamay-gamay lang ang tagbusan ito, gareklamo ka dayon. Gamay lang lag sang sang presentation ni teacher na ingit ka dayon. So these are the not red flags, but these are some factors that you really need to consider, that you really need to have a break, no, study break. And lastly, you keep getting distracted. No, gamay-gamay lang bi nga hulag, distracted ka dayon, gamay-gamay nga hulag, irritated ka dayon, kugtas ka dayon. So, feel mo gid ya, you need have a study break. So, we have 5. First is you keep falling asleep. Second, you are no longer absorbing the lessons in your head. Coffee doesn't work anymore, you're getting irritated. And lastly, you keep getting distracted. So, this, tandaan yung limangan niya, maybe these 5 factors that you need a study break may lead to burnout. No, what is burnout? Burnout describes as a severe stress condition that leads to severe physical, mental, and emotional exhaustion, according to Freud and Berger of 1970. No, there are people, no, may ara ibang tao, no, gamba sila nga may ara na sila, gahilanat sila for how many days, no, gasakit ng ila kalawasan, even yung mga body aches na sila, tanan-tanan, no, they feel like abi nila may ara na sila sa COVID-19. But wala man sila galagaw. But wala man sila ka-interact sa ibang tao. Na-feel nila na. Maybe because they're experiencing burnout. Okay? So what causes burnout? Consistent exposure to stressful situations such as caring for a sick family member, long hours at work, or watching distressing news about politics and school safety can cause burnout. And even spending more than 8 hours a day sa online learning can cause burnout. And even there are claims burnout man sila. Who gets burnout? With consistent exposure to stressful situations, anyone can experience burnout. So these are the signs of burnout, according to healthline.com. Exhaustion. Feeling physically and emotionally drained, headaches, stomach aches, and appetite, or sleeping changes are some of the physical symptoms of burnout. So kapag wake again, feeling mo, daw ginampakas ang kalibutan, and emotionally drained ka na gid, na ka na kayong changes ang imong kaugalingon, ya ka migraine ka na, ya ka LBM ka na, wala ka na magkaon, no? Antes kapoy-kapoy ka na, dapat matulog ka, pero hindi ka pa katulog, no? May physical symptoms like tawag ni, masakit ka na, maybe you're exhausted, and that is a symptoms of burnout. Escape fantasies. With everything being so demanding, people with burnout may fantasize about running away or going on solo trips or other forms of escapism. Right now, escape of fantasies, maybe you can think of anything, at least ma-at-ease ka lang or ma-at-peace ka. Pero kung solo trips, hindi pa nasubong allowed, because, or I think allowed na siya, but hindi pa siya siguro at the right time to travel because, of the COVID-19 pandemic. Irritability. Burnout can cause people to frequently lose their cool with co-workers, friends, and family members. Coping with normal stresses may also appear insurmountable. No? Irritable ka nagigya, like wala ka nagigya patient sa tanan-tanan, gamay lang ako ulag, irritable ka na dayon, gasak gabay nga mga sakit-sakit, nalawas ko sakit-sakit na ulo ko, no? Base may COVID-19 ako, maybe burnout ka lang get. Frequent illnesses. Namunhang ba ko sa gina, burnout can lower a person's immune system. One may experience colds, flus, insomnia, and more often. No? Maybe right now experiencing burnout. Tapos associate mo na siya sa to be aware mo sa ito nga kaugalingon, to be aware of our self man nga if we experience COVID-19 symptoms or we are experiencing burnout. No, let's be aware of that. So upon knowing those tawag nito, signs of burnout, exhaustion, escape fantasies, irritability, frequent illnesses. So these are the prevention tips not to have burnouts. Balanced diet. Food rich in omega-3 fatty acids are natural antidepressants. Adding food rich with omega-3 such as fish in your diet could improve your mood. Actually, balance at least ang elementary pakitan mo per minute ginahambas ang ato teachers. Dapat may ara ka mo balanced diet, may ara ka mo go, grow, and glow foods, no? But sometimes because of fast foods, because of this restaurant, sometimes no, hindi kita ka balanced diet. But you know, it's really important to have a balanced diet. No, may ara ka sang go, glow, and grow foods para at least bala maintained ang imo nga okay, may gasulat sa aton nga presentation. Okay. So next is practice good sleeping habits. The body needs both rest and reset. Avoiding caffeine and staying away from your phone before bedtime promotes sound sleeping habits. No, because of this pandemic, no, we need to strengthen our immune system. We need really to have a good sleeping habits. No, because sometimes no, kasi we are having a lack of sleep, no? Kasi feel ta nga super haggard kita, feel ta nga do kapoy na gid, no? And if mera kita kung kulang ato gibay nga sleep nga nga number of hours of sleep, no? Kung kulang giman, no? Our immune system becomes weak. Exercise. Study shows that exercise could give you emotional boost. This does not need to be heavy and long workouts. Taking short walks is one of the most convenient daily exercises. No, even if we're at homes, we can do exercises. No, sang lockdown nakuli sa balan ko yan home workout. No? Even doing sort of yoga, pero yoga din di ganyan mag-effect sa ako. No, Zumba and also workout sa mga natural nga mga magamit sa balay. For example, ang mga containers ng tubig, no, mahimo ka sa imo nga own dumbbell, no, you can do that actually. Or exercise ka like jogging, no? And practice reaching out. It is essential to reach out for help. If asking for assistance feels difficult, consider developing a self-care check-in with close friends and family members so that you can take care of each other during trying times. No? No, some pandemic is really important. Kaya to reach out to our friends, our family, to our families and loved ones, no, because us and other people need social support, no, need ganyan support from family members, no, even though magambal ka lang, kamusta, are you okay? It's a big thing for them. Okay, so I'm showing right now the trending DAS scale. No, I don't know, maybe some of you stress scale, no? Actually, this is a psychological test, no, ginagamit, no, mag-measure sa mental health, focusing in the 3 traits: depression, anxiety, and stress. No, one time, wala mong kabalong may amo ni galing ang makakalatabo sa Facebook, no, may ara sa online self-administer nga test lang. And after that, may ara na yun sa interpretation. So one time may naghamba sa convince, please check kung sakto gimani ang ako nga tawag ni nga result. Basta kita asa kung depression, basta depressed giman ko no, kasyempre sang ligad adlaw. See, ga self-diagnose sila dayon, no? Okay lang man tani magmuna as long as you are aware nga you need to consult mental health professionals, no? Like psychologists or psychiatrists or even your guidance counselors or even your friends or psychometricians. You can ask them. If you need labalaan, they can refer you to someone. Excuse me. Okay. So be careful to, if happen that that because kina-administer lang ina sa ato registered guidance counselors or psychologists, psychometricians per se. Okay. So reasons why self-diagnosis could be dangerous. Now you might, first is you might miss the distinction between what you diagnose yourself and the real diagnosis. Now, for example, people with mood swings often think that they have manic depressive illnesses or bipolar disorder. However, mood swings are symptoms that can be part of many different clinical scenarios. Now, for example, for example, the basic example for this is that na-feel mo nga daw sakit-sakit na gaya ulo mo for how many days. Tapos search ka sa Google, migraines for 1 week. Tapos nagwa, may ara sang cancer, may ara sang diabetes. Tapos nag-check ka naman. Tapos feel mo naman, kita mo naman to, may muniko. Then after that, sige mo kapanumdum, na-depress ka na. So please don't self-diagnose because base ikaw na ginapanumdum mo hindi amo na galing ginabatsyag mo. Okay? Next, you may think that there is more wrong with you than there actually is. Now, for example, if you had insomnia, inattention, and depression, you may believe that you have a sleep disorder or ADD or depression. Having assumed all this creates greater worry. No? Abi mo lang gali insomnia. Example, you have insomnia disorder. So, sobrang makapanumdum, base abi mo may ara ka na sa ADHD or autism or medyo depression. So, mas taglala pagid ang kondisyon sa imong current situation because you self-diagnosed. No, because you did not ask for help sa mental health professionals. Okay. Next is you may miss a medical disease that disguises as a psychiatric syndrome. If you have panic disorder, you may miss diagnosis of hyperthyroidism or an irregular heartbeat. In other case, if you assume you have depression and treat it with an over-the-counter preparation, you may completely miss a medical syndrome that may need attention from a specific professionals. Now, for example, let's have this situation. Now, for example, hindi ka katulog and you have actually insomnia disorder. And gina-associate mo na siya sobrang mo hindi katulog, sakit na ulo mo. Gina-associate mo na siya sa sabi mo normal lang na. Ay, okay lang ko. But eventually, after that, may ka nagaling cancer. May ka nagaling iba nga mga sakit. And sobrang mo ka self-diagnose, sabi mo, okay ka lang, pero no, may ka gali actual disease. Gina-neglect mo lang for a long period of time because you self-diagnose ka. Okay? So, delikado siya, di ba? Building a rapport with your doctor may become challenged, no? Because of self-diagnosis, no? Basi, eventually, later on, wala ka nasalig sa doctors. No, because you keep on believing yourself that you can do it. That ay mas balaan ko niya kay ara sa Google. Ay balaan ko niya kay bagay sa YouTube amo ni. So amo ni obrahon ko. No. You should check, no? You should go to medical doctors or mental health professionals for you to be able na mabuligan nila para may ara proper diagnosis. Okay. So right now, let's take a break. Ginhawa ta na gamay. No, upon knowing those things, ginhawa kita na gamay. Because those things are somehow heavy. No, gidiscuss ko sa ginay, medyo heavy siya sa inyo. So take time man sa maginhawa. No? Or later on, you should rest, read a book, stay hydrated, meet your needs, stay off social media, karon sa gabi, hindi ka mag-Facebook, no? Practice self-care or self-love, or listen to music or guided meditation. Okay? So, ginhawa tanay gamay before we will proceed. No? Inhale, exhale. Okay, let's proceed. No? Upon knowing those things, no, sa pandemic, I became resilient. No? Resilience. Resilience is the psychological quality that allows some people to be knocked down by the adversities of life and come back at least as strong as before. Excuse me. Rather than letting difficulties, traumatic events, or failure overcome them and drain them, they resolve highly resilient people find a way to change course, emotionally heal, and continue moving toward their goals. Actually, this pandemic really, although I'm a resilient person, but this pandemic really challenged, no, my resiliency, no. In what way, no? Before no the pandemic, I am a resilient person. Pero gin challenge agad bala kay first is nadulaan ko sa obra or nag-stop ako on work, and even the work of my brothers and they are seafarers na nag-stop man because of this pandemic. They're forcedly gipauli sa Philippines because of this pandemic. No, grabe gid ang paradigm shift for us to be able to stand up again, to become resilient, no? So how did I become resilient? No, in this type of pandemic, actually, uh, naging active ang members na sa Abianihan. Actually, I have this tawag ni support group, mental health support group nga founded. It's called Abianihan Mental Health Support Group. And this is the first cohort official meeting naman. These are our members. And we are composed of students, professionals, and even we have engineers, we have teachers, and we have students, no? And we have members coming from different provinces in Iloilo and in Panay Island. So these are our members. So this is our first meeting. Why this is my resiliency story? Because these people really stood up and gave themselves for the service of mental health, and I'm happy to that. No, if we have members there in St. Therese, hi to all of you, and we are really open for membership. If you want, really, if you have the heart really to advocate for mental health and to support other people, Abianihan, my organization, is really open for all of you. Okay. So these are our projects, no? The Padlayan sa Paglaon project. Actually, this is a joint project of Abianihan Mental Health Support Group and SK Federation of Tigbawan. And we organize a free mental health webinars, namely for the youth, for the parents, LGBT, men, women, and sangguniang kabataan. Actually, this project leads toward an inclusive education about mental health with some of the webinars focusing about particular social groups, no, namely ang ginhambal ko Sangkina. Actually, we're done with the parents. We're done with the men. Can debunk na mo ng toxic masculinity. We're done also with women. One speaker is Police Major Bolivar from tawag niya Region 6 ng PNP, and also the SK. So we have also lots of pending pa na mga webinars, and you can access that on our Facebook page, and we're also giving free certificate of attendance if you want to avail one. So this is also one of my resiliency story. The first official meeting with SK Federation of Tigbawan. And kudos to all SK Federation and chairman of Tigbawan because they also gave their heart for the service for mental health. So this picture, now as you can see this picture, no, this is in times of the pandemic, no, sang lockdown, actually June siya. Yes, June. So we went to far-flung barangays in Tigbawan, no, sa mga kabukidan, and we even spent hours just to reach the SK chairman and kagawads, no, for us to be able to orient them about mental health. No, dira sa ila area wala gayud internet connection. That's why din kadtuan namon sila para at least i-present ang project ni Abianihan kag SK for mental health. Also for them to be aware that we are willing to help them, and there is an organization in Tigbawan that is existing for mental health. Yun, atong padayon sa Paglaong webinar series. So first naman is this one, unawahin husga, mental health, debunking mental health myths, no, and mental health issues. So one, this is our speaker, also my friend, Miss Rafa, top 10 examination for psychometrician. Also, I'm the moderator. Also, we have our speaker, Mr. J.M. Suelo, also my friend, founder of Man Out PH. Also, he's the president of all law students in the Philippines. And also the moderator is my co-founder, Marielle. So the other side of the picture is us, no, for documentation. And also for the women, babae ako, hindi babae lang, on the power of women and importance of their mental health. Si Police Major Dorothy Bolivar in the Neuropsychiatric section of Regional Health Service 6. And also the moderator is Josa, the SK Federation President of Tigbawan. And also, aside from our webinars, we have also Kamustahan Abinihan. This is a roundtable discussion of mental health support group members, no? Mayroon kami, at least actually roundtable discussion is a lighter form of a webinar, and anyone can join us. No, we are tackling matters about mental health. No, like for example, si Francesca, si Josa, and si Jonah, no? And also, nag-guest kami sa Bongo Radio Philippines to talk about mental health and also our advocacy group. And also, actually, there's a funny story. Not a funny story. But before the pandemic, honestly speaking, medyo huluya siya. Before the pandemic, I don't know how to cook. I don't know how to to magtigang. I don't know how to do those things. Because of this pandemic forced me to learn these things. Maybe some of you baka ay si Sir Ducartihan. No. Maybe I don't have the luxury of time to do these things because kung mag-skilagap ako gapuli so ara nagitanan, and even kung sa balay gabanding kami sa parents. But this pandemic really forced me to learn these things. Kabalo na ako magtigaan, kabalo na ako magluto, and even why gin present kong picture. Lones Pastries. This is my business right now. Now, before the pandemic, I don't know how to bake. I don't know how to not to bake and to cook. No, this pandemic really taught me to become a baker. Now we have an oven at home. No, I bought because of this pandemic. I get bored. Naglando ko sa YouTube. Tapos nag-bake ko. Pag makitaan ko na siya. Yun yung story ng Lones Pastries. So, amo na siya ang positive side of pandemics, ang effect ng pandemics ako. So yun, stay positive, na recognize that not all things will work out. No? Amo na siya talang statements. Okay. So these are the things that you can tell to yourselves. No, para at least for you to become better. No, let's not speak ill to ourselves and speak ill to other people. No, I might still have a way to go, but I am proud of my every progress. No, even a little progress is still a progress. No, you should recognize that. Bisan gamay-gamay lang ang progress, as long as you're progressing, as long as you're moving, acknowledge that because that is valid. Okay? I choose to learn from my mistakes, not be held back by them. All of us, no, kasalaman. But not be, let's not be, locked down sa aton nga mistakes because we always have the room for improvement. Okay? Always remember that. It's okay not to feel okay again. Healing is not linear after all. No? May ara na K-drama, it's okay not to be okay. I don't know kung galantaw ka mo. Actually, it's really good. No? Na K-drama. No, healing is not linear after all. Yes, healing is not linear. No? Ang healing, hindi lang ginamo na siya. No? Ang healing, sometimes you're okay, sometimes you're not. Sometimes you're super okay, sometimes you're not. No? As long as you know that you're doing good, no? It's okay. No? If you feel not okay, acknowledge that. What you feel is valid. Okay? Doing this thing takes courage. I am proud of myself for trying. Let's not be afraid of trying. No? Trying in a way na maybe we're at risk, but trying na may ara sang little reminder that ang ginahimo ta for the better, ang ginahimo ta for us to become well. Okay? I am capable. I will get through this gradually. No, sometimes though we have self-doubts. No, maybe like for example like me. No, after before the pandemic, lain ko sa obra, and I said to myself, maybe basta wala ako sudan yung obra because may retrenchment gani, kag iba ginakaksan na sa work. But I know I am capable, and yeah, I'm here right now. No, so sa nagustigin ka continue to work, and your rest is valid. If you are tired, if you are exhausted, just rest. No, physically exhausted, emotionally exhausted. no may ara ma social exhaustion if kapoy ka na to be with your friends, pahuway gamay because that is really valid. It doesn't mean palayo ka, babayaan mo na sila. Hambagan igina, physical distancing but not social distancing. Okay. Okay, so these are some of the what you can do to become resilient. Okay, start a gratitude journal. Write 3 things you are grateful for every day. Actually, gini mo kung man siya, no? If sometimes I'm sad, ginagabunot-bunot lang ko that, no? Gagapagbunot mo baka you are okay, no? You done well this day. So makita ko na ayo, no? Magiging mo makuwali nga mayo. Okay? Be of service to others. No? Be of service to others in a way sa ako naman part. We are continuing to serve people about our advocacy. And also right now, if happen, kamakadto ka mo sa festive mall, may ara kami standi dira ang ako niya, amon niya, Abiyanihan Mental Health Support Group, may ara kami standing with other mental health support groups and organizations in Iloilo, no? May ara kami standi kami dara sa festive walk mall. No, see the positive, view every challenge or failures as a growth opportunity, nurture relationships, and say thank you more often. Okay. So back sa ako nga presentation sa gina. Those are my resiliency story. So maybe you'll ask, sir, paano kami become resilient? Kaya wala kami kabalo. If I want sir to become resilient, ano yan yung mga bagay ang pwede ko maubra? Okay. So attend webinars, no? Attend webinars. Actually, there are lots of webinars right now on Facebook. No, they are giving also free certificates. Attend webinars. You can attend also our webinars in Abenihan or Padayon sa Paglaong project. Actually, we are giving free certificates that you can use in the future, for future reference. And also, while learning, you're becoming more aware of our environment or about mental health. Okay. Join organizations or support groups, leisure groups. No, like I'm inviting you all to please join Abiyanihan Mental Health Support Group. Just search on Facebook Abiyanihan, and please message us because we have heads there in our Facebook page. Mag-reply na yun sa inyo. If you wish to join Abiyanihan, if you have the heart to join Abiyanihan, please don't hesitate to message us because you are all welcome. Okay, and also I'm part of this organization, Mental Health PH, because my friend is the co-founder of Mental Health PH. I am also part of that. And also nalingawin ko sa IPE or Iloilo Plants Exchange, no? Even though wala ko nagabakal sa tanong, ba't ka namin lang pala maglantaw sa mga tanong maginabaligya nila, no? Pero kamahal gali. So yun. And lastly, sa Iloilo Barter Society, actually, I'm really, really happy, no? Because of this IBS nga no? Actually, barter is ginaubara na sa ato mga sisters sa una, but the barter today has leveled up. No, nag-level up na siya, kag nag-virtual na siya, kag online na siya. Actually, I had nag-barter, no? Kapilan ako mag-barter, I think katatlo or kadua. I had nag-barter ko sang is one of my partner, ang akong partner nag-barter siya sa drone. And naka-barter naman kami sang SLR camera for 3,000 worth of groceries yata to. And gimpa-check naman sa SM. And it's still worth 15,000. So it's a good deal. Parang ganon. Like, it's a resiliency story in a way nga bisa may pandemic, we still see the good in every situation. No, by bartering, by planting, no, by turning ourselves into plantita or plantita. Actually, ako nga mom, nagplantita na siya, and also my sister-in-law ga plantita, nagasilayaman balay sa Bungdo Forest. No, tanan-tanan nga tanong ginabaka, tanan-tanan nga tanong ginapangayo, makadto sala sa balay sa akong tita, pagpuli sa balay may tanong nga dala. So, they're becoming resilient in a way nga may ara sila tawag ni outlet para at least maging resilient. I encourage you all, no, if may ara mga organizations na ginaintrahan, please feel free to do so. Or even in your schools, no, please be active in your organizations because it will help you sa inyong future work, for example. No, so yun. Okay, bond with your loved ones. Now, this pandemic really made our family closed, no? Kaya na lockdown. After lockdown, okay na mag-travel, So, yun. Nagtipon-tipon na kami, nagkadto kami sa beach, no, nagbanding kami sa balay, nagkaon-kaon kami. And we're doing it oftentimes na. So, yun, mga cousins ko, my families, and yun. And also start to discover your potential. As what I have said earlier, my resiliency story before the pandemic, I don't know how to cook, I don't know how to even magtigtang or magluto pagkaon, but this pandemic really taught me to become resilient and to unleash my inner baker's story. So yun, these are my products. Now I learned how to bake cakes, I learned how to make bread, I learned how to make an ice cream, I learned how to make pizza, and even Brazo de Mercedes. So bongga pa order na ko sa ako yung products. And until now, sisiyo na lang siya. And I'm happy that I learned these things, no? Bisa my birthday kami, gabake lang ko, and pagkitaan man siya as well. So these are my products nga na tabo sa ako in this trying time of the pandemic. So yun, I'm happy and I'm proud. Okay. So before I'll end my presentation, if you can, please mag-screenshot ka mo about this tawag ni slide, because it's really helpful sometimes for us to remind ourselves, no, that we are valid, that our rest is valid, no. People, please give yourself time. Time in a way nga maginhawa, time to forgive yourself, and time to forgive other people. Give yourself a break. Give yourself some credit. Even simple and the smallest thing na nahimo mo. Please give yourself a credit na nahimo mo na. Okay? Give yourself attention. No, sometimes we are busy helping others and we are neglecting our own emotions. No? Give yourself love. No, self-love is important. And give yourself power. So these things will always remind you that you are valid, that you are worthy of the love that you're receiving. And it's okay for you not to be okay. No, our mental health matters. And our mental health is really important. No, let's start to acknowledge to take care of our mental health. Let's start to become better. No, because sooner or later, hambal nila daw after this pandemic, hopefully not matabo, mental health issues will arise. I hope so, hindi matabo. By listening to my presentation, I hope na nag-learn ka mo for you be able to help also to others. And please remind them that their mental health is really important as physical health. So with that, please like and follow and share our Facebook page. I hope makita ko nyo nga lang nga nag-likes na akong Facebook page, because we have a lot of activities that are that awaits you. And please like also and share to your friends. And also, if you have questions, no, please message us, no, sa Abiyanihan Mental Health Support Group, because we are all welcoming and we welcome you all, no, Therese-MTC. So with that, padayon sa paglaom, padayon tanan-tanan, padayon St. Therese-MTC Colleges. And thank you very much for having me to be your resource speaker in this mental health awareness talk seminar. Thank you very much. I hope na may na-learn ka mo. Okay. Yun.
Sir Vince, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Paul.
Question po, as a leader, ano po ma-advise ninyo sa amon ng mga leader to cope up sa mga challenges subong new normal?
So thank you for that question. Actually, this pandemic really is really challenging, and it really caused to have some paradigm shift. So to leaders, what you can do to empower your constituents, no? Just simply padayon sa gyapon, like to share in I have this organization, And what I am doing to empower what we are doing to empower our members is that we're always checking on them if they're okay by simply asking them if they're okay. Secondly, if we have activities, let's be mindful that we are doing it for the benefit of everyone, but not for the personal interest. And also by doing our activities, let's also inject to always check their well-being. Kaya sometimes maybe no bisan online na subong, people are experiencing burnout, no? To all the leaders na dapat hindi lang kita kurakot, parang ganon. Hindi lang kita we are not doing these things for the personal benefit. Maybe there are factors nga benefit ka personally but not personal benefit nga na negative siya in a way. And also be mindful man na why you became a leader, why you became the leader of your team, because you saw the need, because you want to make a change. Because of the change, you'll become better. And with that, no, you can create a ripple of positive outcome or positive nga change sa imong community. So yun, ang advice ko lang yun. Always, because I'm on mental health, and please always take care of the mental health of your constituents.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, let's proceed sa La Fiesta side. Any representative?
Yes, I saw may raise ang hand. Si Mr. Lemos, I don't know if nag-raise yung ang hand siya. Please feel free to ask me a question. No? Don't hesitate. No? I can see familiar faces. Hi, Sir Jeff. Kamusta? Okay.
Draft pa ang La Fiesta. So let's proceed sa Magdalo side. Magdalo.
Okay, so I'll represent Magdalo side. My name is Lloyd Servano and I am a part of SEC Magdalo. So aside for being a SEC Magdalo, I am also a part of peer facilitator. But before that, can everyone hear me good?
Yes, we can hear you, po.
Okay. So in my case po kasi most of my friends are malayo pa, like from Palawan and from Davao. So as a peer facility po, we have received training on that. So dapat po yung ginagawa namin is just to listen to them, and then if we are together, we just need to have small gestures just like patting them in order to calm them. So my question is that right now po kasi na pandemic and then we are not into each other, how can we show empathize and sympathize through virtual? So I know that we can do it by the tone and by choices of words and also our special expression as we talk. So do you have any other tips, sir, in order how to make them feel better?
Okay. So thank you very much. Now, you have mentioned peer facilitator. Actually, the role of peer facilitators are only limited. Now, that's correct by being for your peers, by being with them. No, sakto na yung notion. But your question is, how can you show empathy and to those people who are away? No, if your friends were away. Okay. So actually, I've experienced that I have friends and also family members that are away. No, because I am used to that situation because my father is a seafarer and also my brothers are seafarers and also my cousins are seafarers. So I am used to talking with them virtually if sila sa barko. So what can we do? No, first is by always being with them. No, as I said earlier, not physical distancing, but not physical distancing but not social distancing. No, even though our friends are away, we have means always to contact them, not to communicate with them. No, there's Facebook, there's Messenger. You can text them anytime, and you can even simply ask them, are you okay? What are you doing? Mga simple gestures of empathy. No, it really creates a ripple of change. Secondly, if they feel something serious, for example, they're calling you that they can sleep for 2 weeks, that they are really sad or experiencing something not usual on their daily routine, what you can do, you can't diagnose them eventually, but what you can do is to refer them, no, help them realize that they need help. Parang ganun ba? On a positive note naman, if if they are missing their homes, no, homesick na sila, no, the simplest thing that we can do is by being there for them, ganyan, always, no. Actually, I've received lots of questions regarding that, and also I asked also some of my professors who are psychologists, no, like what can, even though I'm a mental health professional, no, I always refer that question to them. I ask them, what can I do, to these questions, like, am I saying the right thing to do? They said yes, because the most basic thing that we can do as of the moment is to be there for them, no, by chatting them, by checking up on them, no, kung okay sila. It's a simple thing, but it's really creates a big impact, no, sa ila. So yun. I hope I answered your query.
Yes, sir, you have answered it perfectly. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, next from La Fiesta. You want to hear your voice from La Fiesta. Or there some more questions aside from La Fiesta and Magdalo?
Okay, may kasirado sa camera nila, malawag na guro ay. Joke lang.
Joke. Okay, some more questions, students.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon. Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
I have a question, sir. Good afternoon. I know someone which is acting like bipolar, or someone who is overreacting to small things. I would like to ask if it is a part of mental.
Okay, sige. Thank you for that question. Okay, you have a friend who's overreacting, and you're asking me if that friend of yours has mental issue. Actually, ba ko sanggina, di ba? The PFA, the look, is she bipolar? Bipolar disorder?
Yes, sir.
Correct. So, are you assuming, or she has really?
I'm not sure, sir.
Okay, you're not sure. Okay, sige. You're not sure. That's the common notion, no? Sabi ko sang ginano. Wala ko na tawag na include, no? Common notion sang ibang tao. If a person daw is super hyper, if kalain-lain ng mood, tapos hindi sakto ang iya pamula, ginambalan nila dahil nga ay bipolar ka. Amo na dayon ang common ni ginahambal. No, let's not diagnose and use terms like mental health disorders nga mga terms to diagnose our friends. Why? Because bipolar disorder is really a serious condition. Nga may ara siya sa imagine a line. No, line, for example, slanting line. So, di sa punta, extreme happiness. And din sa punta, extreme sadness. Si bipolar disorder, no? Sa bipolar disorder, ang pag-shift sang iya nga emotion from this extreme happiness go down dayon sa extreme sadness. Amo na ka-intense. No? It doesn't mean dayon nga alabuton siya. It doesn't mean dayon nga bago-bang umod niya, may bipolar siya dayon. Unless if that person is diagnosed by mental health professionals like psychologists or psychiatrists. Maybe may ara siya premenstrual syndrome. Babae siya. I don't know. Basta karong experience siya. Karon niya sa, basta nag-break siya sa boyfriend niya. O kung pabebe, lang gid siya. Wala siya bipolar disorder. So, damo-damo factors. Let's not close our minds, our perspective to welcome these factors na may big affect sa conditions ng tao. Okay? I hope you understand kung ano ako ginamin.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Maybe your friend wala siya bipolar disorder. Basta lang niya, amo lang gid man siya attitude. So, yun. Okay.
So, are there some more questions? Students, hello? Nyara pa?
No, ma'am.
Actually, sa mga students, si Mama Vrain, tanin na mati ka mo kay she said earlier that my presentation is part of your examination. So, I hope na matigid ka mo.
Yes.
Yun.
Question from Tigbawan.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Yes, afternoon.
Sa buong bala, sir, we're experiencing, sir, isang stress. And then, pati man, sir, mga upod ko sa council bala, sir. And then,
wait lang, wait. Pardon, please repeat, Bing. I cannot hear it clearly.
Sir?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. So, sir, good afternoon. Sir, sa Bombay, sir, we're experiencing kita na sang stress sa buong pandemic tungod nga mag-implement sang isa ka activity. So, ano ko, sir, sa mga upod, bala namon, paano namon ma-accommodate nga iban bala nga ano man sang stress, sang stress.
Okay. Sige, Mayol. Okay, thank you very much. No. Okay, so actually this, as I've said earlier, this pandemic really caused stress and it's really normal. And if you have members in your organization who feel stressed, what you can do? Actually, I have a suggestion. No, this suggestion has to do with the guidance services in your school. This suggestion, okay. Actually, one of our programs in Abyanihan Mental Health Support Group, we have this, what we call wellness group chat. Okay? Wellness group chat. Take note of that. No, the guidance services and testing center or guidance office can always have, because all of the mode or the medium right now in this pandemic is online. So what can the guidance do is that they can create a wellness group chat, because this is part of innovation. No, wellness group chat in a way that there's a facilitator, and also pwede co-facilitate by the peer facilitators as long as they're equipped with knowledge on how to handle people. No, even though where there's stress, no, the facilitator will give them options on how to regulate stress. No, because really in this trying time of the pandemic, grabe gitang stress nga na dala. And yeah, this is part of the innovation tani sa guidance bala, because subong mode naman our guidance associates can really help us in doing that. We should not be afraid in trying this, because Ma'am Shen, hi, are you there? Yes po. We should not be afraid of doing this because it's part of our job. Also not solely a job of the guidance services associate, but the job of student leaders. You should empower your constituents not to engage themselves in communicating with you. No, if you have a wellness group chat, basta just be mindful that that wellness group chat is not for lango-lango. That wellness group chat is solely for venting out if you're stressed, if you need help, just chat, no? Tapos all members should embody confidentiality. And also you can do as well webinars, attend webinars. There are free webinars out there. And also by doing a tawag ni, small group discussions also may take part sige apon sige dance no even no may bisan gamay lang na siya yang ano nga tawag ni nga activity but it will really made an impact gid mo especially sa well-being sang students no. And student leaders man as well, you should equip yourselves man to at least be mindful that maybe some students will ask you, no, ask for help. How can you respond immediately, no, if you're not aware of what should you do, no? So you learn from a presentation about the PFA, the look, listen, and link. I hope that you will always remember that to help uh, your tawag ni your schoolmates and also your friends, no, bisan na stress na kamo by looking into that anong himuon ninyo, no, if you are little doubtful, you can always ask Ma'am Shena of what you should do because I believe she knows that, no, bisan simple lang ang bagay. So ask gid kamo sang questions. So yun, amo na ako suggestion because it's really tawag ni, it's really important gid and vital, especially in these trying times of pandemic. So yun, Ma'am Shen, okay lang. Special mention.
I'd like to add on, since you mentioned the guidance office, I'd like to inform all the students, all the Theresians, that guidance office is always open for them to cater their needs. I-heighten ko lang, not financially, but psychologically and emotionally and everything, except financially. That's all.
Yes, thank you, Ma'am Shen.
Yes, we are here to support them for whatever they need in terms of their studies and everything. And yes, one click away, one chat away, guidance office.
Yes, that's good to hear that.
Yes. So, are there any questions, students?
No, ma'am.
Melvin, may question ka?
Wala, ma'am.
Okay. So, if none, let's proceed sa giving of certificate to our guest speaker. So, the certificate reads, St. Therese-MTC Colleges, Office of Student Services. Certificate of appreciation is given to Vince Luni T. Orquinaza, RPM, in grateful recognition of his invaluable contribution as resource speaker on the topic Mental Health in the New Normal during the celebration of Mental Health Awareness Month, organized by the Office of the Student Services and Student Executive Council. Given this 24th day of October 2020 at St. Therese-MTC Colleges, Tigbawan site. Signed Yvonne Castillo, OSS Head, and signed Dr. Maria Teresa S. Sarabia, President. Sir Vince, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Shena and Ma'am Yvonne, for inviting me to be your resource speaker in this beautiful event in St. Therese-MTC Colleges. I hope this will not be the last time because I'm enjoying educating. Now, I am a former Theresian, by the way, in under OSS as well, in Tigbawan side. So, yun.
Sir, we'll just email your certificate if it's okay with you.
Yes po, yes po.
Sige, sir. Okay, so before we have our closing remarks, All students are required to sign up the link for the participants evaluation that will be posted after this webinar. Or pwede nyo na lang ma-screenshot ang link para after sa ngaton nga webinar, maka-evaluate na ka lang kamo dayon. So, naka-screenshot na students.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And to formally close our webinar this afternoon, may I call on Midshipman Paul Anthony Valo.
So, good day everyone. In behalf of Student Executive Council Tigbawan site, I would like to thank those persons behind this activity and also to Sir Vince Arcaneza. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your knowledge to us. And I would like to inculcate this to everyone that you don't have to struggle in silence. We're here, your friends, families, and loved ones. Together, we will share the goodness of being with someone whom you can talk to, solicit an advices, and at the same time, a companion you can tap, and extend your hands to lend help. I am Anthony Polvalo, your Student Executive Council Tigbawan Acting President, would like to extend my gratitude for this awareness. Amidst pandemic, we are not impeded to discuss this to our fellow students because we know the struggle of being alone there, doing your modules, role of being a good son or daughter to your parents, but bear in your mind that you are not alone. We will face this challenge together. And this day marks Game Face On. Always remember the basic safety protocols, safety distancing, wear your face mask and face shield, and we will gear together to fight COVID-19. Padayon kita kag madamo gid nga salamat sa inyo nga tanan.
Thank you so much, Midshipman Valo. Again, to all the participants from the different sites, thank you so much for the invaluable time you've given for this webinar. Thank you so much again and good afternoon.
We sing to you, St. Therese-MTC colleges, where ideas, knowledge, and truth are held up high. Your motto, honor, and valor, we treasure them with pride. We, your sons and daughters, will always be loyal to you. Hail to you, dear alma mater. You brighten up the pathways of our future, singing and praising you with unending joy. St. Therese-MTC colleges, we love you forevermore. We believe you are the way, the light for everybody, and kindle our minds towards reality, a reality of men searching for a meaning to develop it everywhere. Hail to you, dear alma mater, you brighten up the pathways of our future, singing and praising you with unending joy. St. Therese-MTC colleges, we love you forever.